People are always going to be there to give you their 2 cents. They're going to be there to give you helpful tips. They're going to be telling you what you should do next. They're going to be guiding you based on their experiences, based on their egos, and based on their perception of the world. And to a point, it's good to have other people's perspectives and opinions in your life. But there's also something important about learning your own lessons. I think some of the most disappointing mistakes of my life were the result of doing what I thought other people expected of me. And some of my most disappointing losses were the result of looking to other people for advice and getting sucked into the same things that they were getting sucked into. And sometimes, if you make your own decisions, you're going to make the wrong decision. That's just how it goes. But when you use your own best judgment and you make a decision and it winds up being the wrong call, you know that the only person you have to blame is yourself. And so you learn. But if you lose as a result of doing what someone else told you you should want to do, that's kind of different, because then you feel like you've been betrayed. You're trying to ride the coattails of another person's success. And in the process, you're not really being a captain of your own ship. And I think that that's a bad trap to fall into. You want to make your own decisions, even if they're the wrong decisions. Make up your own mind. Do what you believe is best. And even if it's not the best, you'll at least be able to stand tall knowing that you did the best you knew how to do with the available information you had, and the capacity within yourself to be a judge of value. And I think that's really important. I also think it's really important to avoid comparing yourself to other people. If you're trying to be competitive and you're comparing yourself to other people who are doing much, much better than you are, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Because, for example, let's say that you have somebody and they're really, really successful financially. So when they make an investment in the stock market, for them, $10,000 is pocket change. But you're new to investing. So for you, in your financial situation, maybe $1,000 is a lot of money. So if you take one guy who thinks $10,000 is pocket change and another person who has to save up money for a while to get $1,000, those two people have a different perspective on life and a different perspective on investment. Maybe one is going to be less risk adverse than the other. Not only is there a problem with comparing, because it's easy if you're the guy with $1,000 to look at the guy with 10,000 or 100,000 or $1 million and say, well, what's the point in me worrying about what I have because I don't have very much? There's also the risk that you wind up losing everything you have because you think that that guy is what you need to copy. And maybe it worked for him, but that does not mean automatically it's going to work for you. So my challenge to you is make up your own mind and do what you believe to be right based on your own sound judgment. Don't fall into the trap of copying other people and then being bitter when it backfires. The truth is, most of us, if we just look at the facts and do what we believe to be right, most of us will wind up making good calls more often than not. That's the truth. I mean, yes, we will all make some mistakes. However, I don't think there's a lot of people that really look back on their life and say, I did all the things the best I knew how to do, and then I wound up failing. Catastrophically, totally failing because my best wasn't good enough. Certainly it happens. It's possible to make no mistakes and fail. But most of the regrets people have come from following other people instead of following the heart, or from throwing wisdom out the window and doing your own thing, even though right from the beginning you knew better. That's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling when you knew you should have done something different. You knew it right out of the gate, but you didn't listen to yourself. You're not going to regret not listening to the advice of others, but you will regret not listening to your own inner voice. So always give that priority and then let it lead where it leads. Worst case scenario, you wind up learning something valuable, which you can share with others and come out better from in the future. Failure is not a terrible thing unless it's failure for the wrong reasons. So with whatever you're doing, good luck. But always focus on competing with yourself before you seek to compete with others. You may not always be able to do better than somebody else, but you can almost always do better than the previous version of yourself. Till next time. Thank you for watching.